At what age did you realize you were gay?
I think you kind of know. What I was realizing is I was not really good in relationships and I didn't know why. I thought maybe it's my mom, her relationships that I was part of and seen were just, ugh, I'm just like, ugh. And I found myself dating guys,
Mhm.
but not really liking them that way. But I was focused on where I was going, not where my relationships were going. And I realized that I was super, super close to a lot of my female friends, like overly close, like hurt when we would bicker. Um, Not that I was attracted to them per se,
Mhm.
but I just felt like that interaction for me was hitting closer to head and heart than being with a guy, which hit nowhere. It's just like, it just didn't.
Right.
Like, I wanted to pal around with them and like, let's go fishing, let's go shooting, let's go this, and I'm close, very close to my male friends. I have a lot more male friends, I think, than I do female friends. And so I didn't really realize it until much older. Had I done a few things in my early 20s? Yeah, but I was a good 24 years old before I actually came out and said, "Yeah, this is what I want to do." Not secretly or anything like that. And prior to that, I'd only been with one person,
Mm.
and that wasn't really even a relationship. It was just a kind of an experiment type thing.
Yeah.
And I waited and waited, and working was more important to me, and getting where I wanted to go was more important to me than that. So at age 24, I kind of got that 20s. I need to party. Where do I want to party? I'd been going to all these straight clubs with my long hair and my tight clothing and everything, which was fun, but I was like, I don't know if this is me. Um, and then I got that job at San Jose as a dispatcher, cut my hair off, and got kind of different attention. Met somebody that was gay
Mhm.
and went, "Oh, okay." I was a little resistant to it from Montana. I'm a Republican, pretty much always have been. I pretended to be a Democrat for a little while, but it did not work for me. I'm pretty conservative in my views, and I'm also really didn't really subscribe to a lot of and this is hard to say, but to a lot of the gay stuff. There's a ridiculousness to it that I think is completely unnecessary, and that's the parades and things like that. And I know people that's not a popular opinion with people that are gay, but I don't care. I don't think there should be parades for anything other than the 4th of July and Halloween and these things that we can all celebrate
Yeah.
together. Having a singled out parade and then because what happens? It gets ridiculous.
Yeah.
And it has gotten ridiculous. It's like me, I prefer things to be a little more classy, a little less vulgar. And I know these are strong words to say,
Yeah.
but it's true. I mean, it's right there. You can all see it. It's unnecessary. It's vulgar and you're kind of just cramming it down people's throats. And I don't care for that.
Okay. Before I forget to ask you this, and I think I know the answer to this based on, what you said. Do you think you would have done as well or survived like you did in high school if you would have been in a larger city as opposed to a smaller community?
No, absolutely not. Who? I mean, and I've thought about that. I've thought, geez, am I strong enough in will? That's a nice way of me saying, am I stubborn?
Mhm.
And I am pretty stubborn. I think I grew up pretty stubborn. If I lived where my grandparents lived, which is where I ultimately ended up, I went straight down to California.
Okay.
Um, if I lived in California and all this was going on, would I have been susceptible to peer pressure, like hanging out with the wrong crowds, things like that? I don't know because we had the wrong crowd in my school,
Mm.
and we had the right crowd, and then we had the in between crowd. And I've always very, very much been, don't tell me who to like. Don't tell me, even with my friends. close friends that fight with each other. I hate this person. I'm like, good for you. That's your battle. And I've always been that way. I like to fight my own battles, not other people's battles. And I do wonder if it was on a larger scale, would I have succumbed to negative peer pressure and gone down the wrong road? I don't know. I feel like if I were in a larger city, it would have been down where my grandparents were, and I still would have wanted to make them just as proud as I did when I was up in a small town.
Yeah.
And they would have been able to help me.
Yeah.
So if they weren't alive, who knows? But I kind of feel it's in you. You either want to do well and you've set your mind to that, or you don't. Or you want, I think I always wanted to take care of myself, which is probably why I would never have made a good wife. And I always wanted to succeed, not ride somebody else's success or support someone else's success, which is why I didn't get married until I was 50.
Yeah.
Like I really had no desire to support anybody's success but mine.
Right.
And that doesn't make a good partner.
Yeah.
And I think I knew that. And I think I waited until after I had retired and I had the ability to support somebody else's success that I finally did get married.